Good evening, everyone, and welcome to WKMC TV's pregame show. A little bit different tonight. We're in Coach Whitey Williams' office we were watching some films with him here a little bit earlier, checking out the Marian game. But first, we're going to go back to the Panther Valley game, talk a little bit to the coach about his second win in the Valley over there, as he calls it, his Valley tour. He has one more to go with Marian, but a great win against Panther Valley, Coach.
Well, we felt going in that Marian was a pretty good football team. Although young, they had a number of returners, both offensively, defensively, up front, and we knew it was going to be physical, very similar to our scrimmage with Lockhaven. And I felt that defensively we played very well, but again, offensively, we still have some work to do there. But believe me, we're working on it. We're working on getting people healthy and getting people back for this week, and right now things look good in those ways.
The line looked really big. Panther Valley's line looked really big, and I think that affected a little bit of your chance of throwing the long pass, and then also on the running plays. You know, our guys had to block some big boys out there.
Well, offensively, as I said, we were replacing 5 senior linemen, and you know, you've heard me say this before. When you lose quality people like Rob Menapace, John Yastashak, and then this past week Ryan Geary, and I don't know if I missed anyone else, but those 3 right there we were counting on as starters at the beginning of the season. And the 3 of them being out, and you know, with the people who have come along and filled in, I couldn't be happier. It's just going to take a little time to get that game experience. And when I say a little time, it's going to have to happen real quick, because this week we're going against a fine club with a great history in Marian Catholic.
You had showed us in the Panther Valley game that their cornerbacks played back pretty far, and on several occasions with Joel and also with Bobby, you were able to complete those short passes to the sidelines.
Well, we went into the game with a plan of throwing a number of passes in the short flat, and we did that, and probably not as much as I had hoped. But once again, you know, I'm looking at establishing this running game, and I'm going to keep plugging at it until we get it. And you know, the passing game, I know what's there, and I know what could happen with the protection. So it was a game that was physical, and a game that you know, at times I felt very much in control, and at times you know, I had my questions. But you know, come out a winner at 19-7 and have the physical game up front. Whether we opened the big holes or not, I think we showed flashes of it. So, you know, we accomplished what we wanted to in the game, and particularly coming out with a win.
We talked as we were doing the game, and we said that Panther Valley team, even though now they're 0-2, they're going to win some football games. They were a good football team.
Well, there's no question they lost a tremendous amount of skilled people, and I think that was somewhat of the difference in the game. You know, we have great skill people, and once again, we scored 3 touchdowns in the game. We take a lot of pride in our defense, and you know, if we can continue to score 2-3 touchdowns a game, and our defense continues to play well, we're going to win some games also. But PV, you know, they put a scare in us right at the beginning of the game, but we were able to maintain our composure and you know, played well throughout the rest of the contest.
Going to Marian Catholic tonight, we have some skilled people back for them. Their quarterbacks, Kennedy is not the quarterback from last year, but he's been around, the Kennedy, and a few other people that you know very well. I mean, you've seen these kids and know them well.
Well, Kennedy is their quarterback from last year, and he, in fact, has been there for 3 years. And you know, Makovic is a fellow that I had in elementary school, and he's a quality young man with great academic skills as well as athletic skills, and we have to be concerned there. They have a real quick back in Donity, and some good people up front, Magda Harmanoski, I guess how you pronounce it, and along with a number of other players that I'm sure Coach Conley's aware of and could tell you a little more about. But there's no question that this team is well-rounded. We can't just look at this team and say they have a fine line or good skilled people or good special team. They're just a well-rounded football team, and you know, we have to show that we are also this week.
Well, Coach, it's been nice having you here again. We enjoyed the interview in the beginning of the season. Now you have 2 legs under your belt, 1 more to go in the Valley, and then we get over this way and do a little co-region football from this side of the Valley, as you call it.
Well, it's the type of, I guess it's a fine way to open, to have 2 under our belts. You know, each of these schools that we're playing are within a radius of 3 miles, 4 miles of my home, and I know a lot of people back home, and I know there are a lot of people looking forward to this one, and you know, there should be a good crowd on hand, and we hope we can come out of here and you know, complete this tour of 3 games and make it 3-0. But you know, that remains to be seen until tonight. One last thing I wanted to talk about to you. You and I have talked about the tradition here of Mount Carmel football a little bit, and you've noticed sometimes now you've been to the pep rallies and everything, and you've said yourself at the pep rallies and some of your speeches to the kids that everybody here on our audience doesn't hear how proud you are to be here and how excited you are for the kind of pep rally they put on. Well, you know, at Tamaqua, we had a number of pep rallies, and I know, talking to Coach Conley, Marian has always had pep rallies, and Coach Bonner being a good friend, PV, and it's quite interesting, you know, the excitement that generates here during the day, the red and white throughout the school. It's just like a family, a community type activity, and that's what really makes it quite a event. I mean, everything that leads up to the game prepares these kids, and you know, during the week we prepare hard, and with that type of support and enthusiasm, we hope that we can you know, keep this thing going and have a good game this evening. Well, we'll be back in a moment with Coach Charlie Conley and visit with him in 1 second. We're back here in the coach's office with Coach Charlie Conley. Coach Conley has a lot in this game riding on it. He's come from Marian, been there for how many years, Charlie?
17 years.
17 years coaching at Marian. And, Coach, I guess this one means a lot to you to come out here and try to win this one.
Yeah, it really does. I have a lot of mixed feelings about this game tonight, and I don't know how. I guess once the ball goes up, I'll be okay, you know, but a lot of mixed feelings, and I guess maybe when I get this one and say, hey, well, maybe they made a mistake of letting me go, you know, maybe they could have done something to keep me, but, you know, I just, I don't know what else. I just have a lot of mixed feelings.
I think you and Coach Williams both, you know, this has to be an emotional ride for both of you. You've gone to Tamaqua, Panther Valley, which you guys both know everybody there, and now to Marian. You know, 3 in a row like this, it's time to get to a North Schuylkill or a Shamokin, somebody you know you don't have that good of contacts with.
Well, like Tamaqua and Panther Valley, while I was at Marian, were always big rivals for us. Now I have a 3rd one in a row to get ready for and prepare a little differently now, you know, and put a lot of my emotions aside and you know, just go at them.
We talked a little bit about the line play. Coach Williams said he's trying to get his running game established, and I think he's you guys are making an extremely good attempt at it. You faced a rather large Panther Valley line, and they were quick off the ball too.
Yeah, they have experience up front, you know, from last year, but overall I'm not pleased with the offensive line play. I thought we could have improved. I thought we would have done better because we had a good practice on Wednesday. We did some things, and we were really coming off the ball, and I thought we'd carry over till Friday, but you know, we're too inconsistent up front. Sometimes the holes were there, sometimes we just stood around too much, and we can't do that. And I want to be more consistent, get our running game going, and that'll open up our passing game a little bit better for us.
Going into Marian, now they're a smaller line. It looks that way, at least, you know, by the films I've seen. Maybe on paper, weight-wise, they're the same as Panther Valley, but they seem that they were smaller than Panther Valley, more our size.
Yeah, well, they got 2 big tackles and 2 strong tackles, Mike Karmanowski and Jimmy Magda, and I've coached them. You know, I taught them a lot, and hopefully it won't come back to haunt me. But they're big, and they know the game. I think they'll be a little weak in the middle offensively. You know, they got Robbie Van Norman at center. He was at guard the first game, but they moved him back to center. And they got Jason Seitz and Michael Moore at the guards. Not too much experience, but you know, decent ball players. And I think that's where they're a little weak at. And I think that's where we'll try and go at on Friday night.
Well, on behalf of all the Mount Carmel fans, we've enjoyed both the first games. We really did. It's been an enjoyable thing watching both of them, and look forward to seeing a win tonight against Marian.
Oh, thank you.
This has been Bob Else. We'll catch you with the game in 1 moment. Good evening, everyone, and welcome to Mount Carmel Area Red Tornado Football. I'm Bob Else, along with Warren Altamore and Wayne Brokenshire bringing you tonight's game from the Silver Bowl. Mount Carmel area Red Tornadoes against the Marian Catholic Colts. Big one for these two teams, guys.
Biggest game of the year so far for Big Red, of course. Two state-ranked teams right now. Marian Catholic, highly regarded in the Class A circles, and of course Mount Carmel area coming on with a 2-0 record here in their division. So a big game, a rivalry now that's become a rivalry over the last couple of years, and of course Marian's had the best of us for a couple of years here, so a little added incentive. And of course now you look at the real incentive in this game, and it's the fact that Coach Connolly at Mount Carmel area here is on the sidelines about to coach the defense and the offensive and defensive lines for Mount Carmel area, and of course spending 17 of the previous years at Marian Catholic, coaching, playing. He lives right by the campus, I understand, so you got a real angle here as far as a rivalry goes, besides just the two teams meeting on the field. So it'll be interesting to watch, and of course we should have some insight on this team with Coach Connolly down there. And they know each other fairly well, of course. Coach Williams from up in that area, and they've played each other, the last couple of years on and off. So it should be really interesting to see how they feel each other out in the beginning of the game.
We were really interested to see, and as the pregame warm-ups were going on, and the teams gathered for like their captain's huddle, all the coaches from Mount Carmel area stayed away from the huddle except Coach Connolly. He had the final say, it appeared, in terms of taking them into the locker room. And probably a very emotional moment for him, as you said that.
Oh,
it's
absolutely.
17 years of wearing the blue and gold, and now he's in the red and white.
Well, Marian comes into the game, of course, 2-0, two big victories. And, of course, we're looking at their lineup, and you're going to be looking especially for Makovic, number 17, as they line up offensively. And, of course, Kennedy, the quarterback, number 1, he's back again. You've seen him the last couple of years, and he was a great quarterback. And
both tackles, Harmonowski and Magda. We've heard it. We've talked about them. They've been here. So it's a returning veteran lineup for Marian. Yeah. We're about ready for the kickoff here. Kicking off for the Red Tornadoes, Jason Klingerman. And nice game for Jason last week.
Oh, yeah, he really did. Everybody had a good game. It was a good, hard-fought game, and a lot of people, came out and showed their best. And I think it's going to be another game like that tonight.
About ready to get started here. Beautiful night for football. Nice crowd at the Silver Bowl. And the kick's a low squibber, dribbled on about the 20-yard line, and now brings it around the right side, and a nice hit made in there by number 59, Mark Burns. Also in there was number 81 of the Red Tornadoes, Steve Ziegler.
I think the key here is going to be this first defensive series for Mount Carmel. The center of our line has played outstanding. Marian comes back now with losing the middle of their line last year through graduation. So you think they're going to, they're going to take to the outside. So it's going to be up to the defense to cover to the outside.
Pirelli and Makovic split far right and left. Kennedy back to pass right off the back. Hit Makovic with a 5-yard pass. Good for a gain of about 5 or 6 yards, and a nice tackle made by number 47, Montgomery from the Red Tornadoes. But that quick look pattern was a nice opening shot for Stan Dick and his Marian Colts.
Again, Makovic's the kid you want to watch, number 17. He'll be most of the game for them. He can win a game on his own if he really has to. You can put it that way. He's considered maybe an all-state candidate there at Marian, so he's the one you want to watch, along with number 1, Kennedy, the quarterback, a fine quarterback.
Kennedy, hands off, quick off tackle. Sinkovich in on the tackle, Corey McCarroll with the carry, and that'll be close to a first down for the Colts.
One thing we want to mention to you as the game begins.
It is a first down.
If you're looking for Hepler again, remember Hepler's wearing number 52 now instead of his other numbers that he's been wearing through the season. He's now on 52, and I believe he seems to have settled on number 52 for the remainder of this season. At least we're hoping so anyway. So if you're looking for him, look for number 52 on the defensive line there.
Kennedy. Back to pass. Look at Makovic. Hits him another 5-yard gain, and Montgomery stops him there, but he was down on the ground anyway.
He's already down. In the last news article, or the one from the summer, they thought that number 1, Kennedy, he feels is probably one of the best quarterbacks in the area. Third game of the season that we'll see a little bit later on as time goes on, and they played the better teams. Their schedule has 6 AAA teams on it, so they're going to be playing a tough schedule. So we'll see how he turns out.
This one's going to McCarroll. Off the right side, big play made by Joe Sinkovich and also Jason Klingerman.
Oh, he's getting up slow.
And John Lashinsky was in there, so good play by the group of Red Tornadoes there.
I'll tell you what, you have to watch it. If you watch that play develop a little bit later on in the game, just watch for the pitch, because number 45 was dragging along the back and flaring out towards the sidelines there. It looks like they were going to pitch it.
3rd down and 9 for the Red Tornadoes, for the Marian Colts. Kennedy, big rush, and he was tackled. Corey Hepler was tackled. Kennedy lets one fly, and incomplete, so a good defensive stand by the Red Tornadoes. If we look at that front line real quick, Warren, there's Jason Klingerman at nose guard, Corey Hepler, number 52, at left tackle, and Jason Rohrbaugh, number 66, at right tackle.
Yeah. Rohrbaugh came on in the Panther Valley game and won nothing but praise from the coaching staff last night at the Supper Club. His name was mentioned several times. And they felt very confident with him over at that tackle position tonight that he would do the job for them. So it's good to see that he is. And they felt that the coaches felt that the defensive line was not going to be the problem. They felt they were going to hold their own against the offensive line of Marian.
Makovic with the punt. Trocchi will take it on about the 24-yard line. Good block by Bob Veach. Breaks him around to the 31-yard line and knocked out of bounds after about a 7-yard gain.
Well, when Coach Connolly was talking, he was talking about maybe bringing in their monster line. Now that might be, you know, some bigger boys with the same amount of experience, he said, as what everybody else has playing. And I think the reason for that is, as you looked in the lineup, there were only 2 guys on the Marian team that were on the line that were over 200 pounds. The rest of the boys were a lot lighter.
9:04 left in the first quarter. Trocchi goes in motion. They pitch to Trocchi coming to the short side of the field, and he had one good block, gain of about 5 yards, but a nice opening play for the Red Tornadoes.
Well, I think you're going to see Big Red, at least to open the game, they're going to probe the outside. They're going to see if they can get around the Marian line. Now, I think everyone here believes that Mount Carmel area, if nothing else, is probably a faster team right now. A little bit quicker, the back's a little bit quicker, and they got a bigger line. Now, they can go to a bigger line, which Wayne alluded to earlier, which is they're calling the monster line. They are not in that formation now, and we will tell you if they change to that formation as the game progresses.
Spears in motion. Short side of the field again, this Sinkovic, gain of about 1 or 2 yards, and a nice stop in there under the bottom of the pile for Marian, number 48, and that's Andy DeBuo. Starting offensive line for the Red Tornadoes, we have Dave Baxey at tackle, Mark Burns at guard, Ryan Geary at center, Scott Grady at guard, and Jamie Rowland at the other tackle. Higgins back to pass, Gonzalo runs over it, and just off of his fingertips on the sideline. So a 4th down for the Red Tornadoes, but that one was close.
That was a good call. That opens up the defense a little bit. It makes them aware that Gonzalo can streak down the sideline, and he was within inches of catching the pass. Higgins was under a lot of pressure and still got off a good pass. So that's something that now you're going to have the Marian defensive backs thinking to themselves, we've got to be aware of this guy every time he comes out.
Yastashak in the punt for the Red Tornadoes, 7:56 in the first quarter, and that's a story we have to. Big rush by the Marian Colts, and that was roughing the kicker, but they didn't call it. A good block made, picked up, and down the sideline, there's nobody out there to get him. This is going to be a run back for number 49 of the Marian Colts. That's Jason Donati, and there was nobody there to catch him. Touchdown, Marian Colts.
Hell, that's not what you want to have happen.
What was really amazing there was, too, they had the big rush on. They didn't come back to set up for the block. Everybody went downfield with the big rush, and a big play for the Colts. Now they're set up in their, as you call it, different formation from the kicker, from the extra point.
Same thing as us. They're doing the same thing, and now they'll shift back. They're just checking out the defense, seeing what we do. Same thing we will do with them.
Great run by Donati. Snaps back. It's down, kicks up, and Donati puts it through, so he scores all 7 points for the Colts. With 7:39 left in the first quarter, the score, Marian 7, Mount Carmel area 0.
What happened on the kickoff there is everybody got trapped to the inside of the field, and they, Donati only needed 1 block along the sidelines to have a nice run.
Big rush by Marian Colts, and I think that had Yastashak rush his punt a little bit. That was really up to a short man, right? Donati was he deep? Makovic was deep, I think, on that play. Well, early jump up for Marian Colts, but Panther Valley did it last week too, and that was one of those fluke plays right there. It wasn't their offense that did it. So see what Mount Carmel's offense can do here now at trying to gain some of those points back. Deep for the Red Tornadoes, we have Jeff Trocchi, Gary Spears, and Brett Veach. Donati kicking off. Short kick taken by Lashinsky on about the 25-yard line. Breaks it up the middle. Move. Found a hole and gets up to the 39-yard line with a nice run back by John Lashinsky.
John did it. John did a very nice job.
That was very close to going.
You're not kidding.
First down and 10, Red Tornadoes. 7:25 left in the first quarter. 7-0, Marian in the lead. Higgins to Sinkovich. Tries it up the middle. Gains about 1 yard, and he's stuffed in there. I don't know if that was a flag or a marker came out.
I think it was a mouthpiece.
I don't see a flag, so it was something other.
Makovic's mouthpiece. You're right. His mouthpiece came out on that one. Second down and 9 for the Red Tornadoes. Spears comes into the lineup. Coach Williams right now changing his plays with number 28 Gary Spears and also 29 Jeff Trocchi. Timeout for an equipment adjustment here. Makovic getting his helmet back together for the Colts. Gonzalo split far left. Higgins pitches back to Spears. Into a big pile and gets stopped. Makovic's in there. And also the left side of the Marian defense, Andy DeBuo and Mike Harmonowski. Harmonowski, a big tackle for the Marian Colts.
Now for Big Red, you're still seeing, I believe, a probing here. We're trying different backs. We're trying different sides of the line, the middle of the line, trying to see what's going to work for us or what we look good doing against them. And that may take a little while yet before the offense sorts itself out here in this game.
Well, he definitely wanted to establish the running game. Higgins back to pass, looks at Gonzalo in the flat, and first down. Yep. He had it by 2 more yards and came back a little to try to get a little more running room, but a good first down by the Red Tornadoes.
Tell you what, the line did a beautiful job, gave Higgins a lot of time to set up, look for his open receiver, and hit him.
Yeah, that was a good play. Again, they're a potent weapon when the two of them are clicking. When you get those two, because I mean, as I said last week, they've been together so long. You know, they think like each other. They know what each other's thinking as they go to the line.
Higgins, quick drop back at Gonzalo, and that looked like both of them had a different play in their
They weren't
in their head.
that time. They weren't thinking. I just get done saying they think alike, and they weren't thinking alike there. Yeah, Gonzalo was kind of surprised by that.
Second down and 10, 5:42 left in the first quarter. Great crowd here at the Silver Bowl. These teams have met 7 times. Mount Carmel 5 wins, Marian 2. Higgins puts Trocchi in motion to the right side. This one's up the middle to Sinkovich. Boy, number 72, Mike Harmonowski, is just killing right in the middle there. He's eating the middle up. So we're going to have to get around those outsides and see if we can open it up a little bit, Warren and Wayne.
Now we're still looking. We're still going to see what's happening here.
Well, I'll tell you what, there's being some helmets knocked under there because there's another Marian Colt with a helmet adjustment. So there's some good popping going on down on that field.
Well, in the last play when Higgins threw the ball, they had a 5-man line with the nose guard right on center. This time they had 5-man. They gapped them. They brought the 2 linebackers up dead center right where Sinkovich was running.
Third down and 9 yards to go for the Red Tornadoes. Just over the mid-stripe on the 49-yard line. Higgins Rolls to his
Blitz.
right. Big blitz by number 34, Corey McCarroll.
No one saw him.
And gets him for about a 10-yard loss. So Mount Carmel now in a punting situation again.
No one adjusted that time. Simply, no one saw him coming, and no one adjusted to the blitz. Higgins was dead meat. Nothing he could do.
There was a stun on in the line there that opened up a gap for him to get through.
Yeah, nothing he could do on that one.
Snaps back a little high. Handled very nicely, and a nice punt this time by Yastashak. Makovic's going to take it on the 21-yard line, break it around the right side, and a nice hit made by Dave Slater, and also on the bottom of the pile,
63.
number 63 of the Red Tornadoes, which is Scott Grady. So they read that one very nice. Stayed in their lanes real nice that time, too, the Red Tornadoes.
Well, also, it was a high punt. The coverage was much better. I think what happened also on the last punt, it was such a short punt that they overran it.
First down and 10 for the Colts, 4:29 left in the first quarter. 7-0, Marian in the lead on a big play, a return punt. Hands off this time to number 49. Nice play made by John Lashinsky, but Jason Donati gains about 5 or 6 yards, and that's just a straight off tackle play right there.
Nothing fancy.
Nothing fancy at all. It's actually a gain of about 6, so we'll be looking at a 2nd down and 4.
Well, you know, at the supper club last night, they did state that they thought that Marian was going to run to the left side, which would be our right defensive side. You know.
81, Mike Pirelli, split far right for the Colts. He looks like Kennedy changed the play. He's going to go straight up the middle. And a nice arm tackle made over there. Looked like probably Corey Hepler's standing up.
44.
It was Sean Sheptock on the tackle from his linebacker. Nice tackle by Sheptock. Donati with the ball straight up the middle again. 3rd down and 1. 3 minutes and 18 seconds winding down in the first quarter. Marian in a tight formation. Put a little motion into this play. And that was their guard jumped offside. So this one's going to come back against Marian for illegal procedure.
He was probably looking, he might have been looking for a long count to draw the Tornadoes off.
Well, the first move was the motion move. That was supposed to draw us off. That did, and then he had a long count. He just went 1 count too long for his own team, and the guard jumped. And that's going to change, the whole thing now. You're seeing different players and all now. Instead of 4th and 1, you're looking at, or 3rd and 1, you're looking at 3rd and 6 now. So.
Marian up on the line. Big 3rd down play for the Red Tornado defense. Kennedy
was in the
on the option. Nice play made by number 41,
wasn't it? Or?
Looks like,
41.
it's 41. Of the Red Tornadoes. That's Joe Costello, the defensive end.
Yeah, nice play that time by Costello. He read that perfectly.
4th down and 5. Marian back in punt formation. Makovic back to punt. Joe Sinkovic and Jeff Trockey deep for the Red Tornadoes. Snaps back. Looks like the block was on. This one's coming at Trockey. And he breaks it right up the middle of the field. Finds a hole. And I think this one could go except for Makovic. And Makovic runs him down on the 42-yard line. Jeff tried to take him on head for head.
Yep. I said Jeff has no fear. Jeff has no fear. There's a case there. Exactly the same thing happened. It was a low punt. It was a driving punt, and they overran it. And Jeff picked this hole and went right through.
1:51 left. Mount Carmel with the ball on the 43-yard line. Boy, they go into a real weird gap defense right there. Big rush on. Looks on the fly pattern to Veach. Veach is under the ball on about the 5-yard line, but it goes incomplete.
Nice
double
play
coverage
that time,
on Veach
again,
that time.
We continue to go deep to test their secondary.
I think what they tried to do there was see if they were going to double cover Veach or just try to stick with Gonzalo. 2nd down and 10 for the Red Tornadoes. 1:30 left on the clock.
Higgins is getting enough time. The pocket is collapsing around him, and he's staying in there and watching his receivers the whole time. He's doing an excellent job.
Higgins pitches to Spears. There's a nice hole, but taken up a little bit on about the 39-yard line, blocked up real quick by Corey McCarroll. They're fast coming from their linebacker position.
A lot of speed there, especially in the back of the defense there. Yeah, they can move. Now you're seeing the monster offense now that they were discussing before, at the supper club. You notice Corey
Hepler
now in at tackle. He's at the left tackle position on the line for Mount Carmel area.
Look at the hole they're giving in the front of the center, though. There's nobody there at all. Going to try Spears around the right side, and he gains about 6 yards, so Mount Carmel still will be short on their fourth down play.
About 3.
4th and 3 with 41 seconds left, and they're down on about the 34-yard line. Well, they moved it back to the 35, so his forward progress that looked like went to the 34, they brought it back for him. 4th down, Red Tornadoes going for this one. Big 4th down play for the Red Tornadoes. Timeout call by Joe Sinkovich. And the Red Tornadoes will call timeout and talk this one over. So with timeout here, we talk a little bit about who we are, Warren.
Well, I think we're WKMC TV. Of course, our microwave signal is WLX267. We broadcast right out of the Mount Carmel Area High School facilities there on the campus. We are an instructional fixed television service. You find us on channel 13 of the Service Electric Cable System every Wednesday, 8 o'clock. On a Wednesday night, tune in, channel 13, and you'll see the replay of each game. You'll also see us. You may only be tuning in for the replay of the game. Unfortunately, you'll see us whether you want to or not. So there.
I guess while the timeout's going on, I'll talk a little bit about two guys back. John Yastashak back, and we'll let this play go first, and then talk a little bit about John and a little bit about Ryan Geary back in the center position. Higgins sets up 4th down and 3 for the Red Tornadoes. Back to pass, straight drop back, big rush from Harmonowski, and he makes a good play. It wasn't Harmonowski, it was Jim Magda, and both tackles I've talked about. First down and 10, Marian Catholic Colts. And that was a big defensive stand for the Colts. Six seconds winding down, and Marian will let the clock run out in this first quarter, and they're going to be in there with a 7-0 lead, but on a rather strange punt return. It was a low-line drive, and just seemed to happen. That's it, the end of the first quarter. The score, the Marian Catholic Colts 7, the Red Tornadoes 0.
Well, not a great productive quarter for either team, except 7 points from Marian Catholic, of course, on a punt return. Offensively, they're not doing a whole lot, neither are we. The defenses seem to be dominating the game so far, and we kind of expected that as the game started. It usually takes the offense a little while to get started, especially when you got two very good, solid defenses on the field. A little bit of feeling out, probing, seeing where we want to go, seeing what's going to work for us, and same with them.
Have two coaching staffs that are looking at each other right now, trying to figure out what we're doing and throwing certain plays in. There are certain plays they know maybe aren't going to go, but they at least get to look at what the other team is doing. Now you adjust to that, and that's going to be a big thing. Is it Mount Carmel's adjustments or Marian Catholic's adjustments that'll produce? Kennedy rolls to his left, looks at number 81, Pirelli, way out here wide open. It would have been close to a first down, but he throws it over his head. So there's one Marian's going to look at.
Yeah.
Gary Spears on the coverage for the Red Tornadoes. Second down and 10.
Marian figured that if they were going to win this game, they were going to win it with their speed. With their quickness. Maybe not with their speed, but with their quickness.
This time, number 29, Kurt Zygmunt. He comes in and out of this Marian lineup, probably running plays in, but he does come into the lineup for the Colts. Kennedy makes an adjustment on the line of scrimmage, and this one probably could be a delay of game. No, he saw movement. This is going to be an offside call. Somebody actually lined up offside. That was right in front of us. We had a rough time seeing that.
No,
and the other strange thing is the back judge called it.
It can't be offside. The back judge can't call an offside. How could he see that?
Well, when the guy puts his 2 hands on his hips, he's calling offside.
I don't care. There's something wrong there. He could not have possibly been the man. He's not the man to make that call.
You got to pick on referees again.
No, I'm not picking on him.
Okay,
I'm just saying it's not. He called something else. He had to have. I mean, there's no way.
I agree. I was calling a legal procedure. 2nd down and 15 for the Colts. And there's a movement right there. And I'm not too sure if they kicked it, but a great play made by Corey Hepler on the running back, Jason Donati.
I don't know. They lose the down here on this one.
Yeah, you might decline this one.
Decline this
one. You have a choice.
Sure.
If you have a choice, yeah.
Well, you can see Coach Connolly already signaling decline it.
Now in the last 2 plays, Marian all of a sudden looks a little bit rattled as they line up offensively.
Third down and 15, 11:52 left in the first half. 81, Pirelli splits far left for the Colts. They're going to roll to this side again. Puldanovich trying to get through. Oh, in and out of the hands of number 17, Makovic, but a good play made by John Lashinsky to break it up. Had he been there by himself, possibly he catches that ball. 4th down for the Colts in a punting situation.
That's indicative of Kennedy, though. You see what kind of passer he is, under pressure, on the rollout, and he drilled the ball. He really did. It was right on target. It was none of his fault that the ball wasn't a completion. Great sense of passing.
There was right when he had to leave it go. There was a rush, and it looked like maybe Joe Sinkovich. I'm not positive who was in it.
I didn't see that because I was looking at the ball go then, but he had pressure there right at the end and still made a pretty good pass.
Makovic back to punt. Mount Carmel sets up a return. This one's Atrocky again on the sideline, and he's hit at about the 35-yard line by number 54 of the Colts. And that's, pick him up here, Rob Van Norman. Good play on the coverage that time by the Colts.
It was good coverage. I think they were setting up a wall on this side, on our side of the field. Everybody was over here. It's just that Trocky couldn't get around the coverage.
11:34 left in the second quarter. The ball on the 34-yard line. Higgins to Sinkovich. Nice tackle made. A good run by Sinkovich. Gain of about 5 yards, and a good tackle made by number 36, John Pericini, for the Marian Colts. 2nd down and 6. They shift often out of that defense, though. They show you a 50 when you come up to the line, but from that point on, you have no idea what they're shifting into. They're going in gaps. Now they're in gaps again. This one to Sinkovich. Finds a hole up the middle. Fumble on the play and recovered by the Colts on about the 46-yard line. So the Colts get a break on that play. Marian on the punt picks up 40 yards on that return.
See, they do that defense. Their only thought there is you've got a young offensive line. We can confuse them. We can confuse their calls, their signals. You know, they're lined up thinking one way, and at the last second, when they make the change, it means they're making us think to see what we have to do.
Kennedy changing his backfield, making an audible call on the line. 10:20 left in the first half. Tried to right up the middle, and it was a good call by Kennedy. Ball carried by number 36 of Marian, John Pericini. And Pericini's actually the second fullback they use. Their first fullback is Corey McCarroll. First down Colts, the ball on the 33-yard line.
A lot of pressure on the defense now, guys. Time to shut them down here. 1st and 10.
Kennedy. Again, looks like he calls an audible, moves some people around. Sets the Colts. Straight drop back this time. Looks on a fly pattern down the sideline. And over the head of everybody going down the right side, covered over there by Montgomery from the Red Tornadoes. So it'll be a 2nd down and 10.
Now that time he confused us, though. He didn't complete the pass, and he had good coverage on the receiver he went to. But the inside receiver was the one that was confusing us. We lined up to cover him. We stopped. The other linebacker signaled. He moved back in. Had that kid made a straight run into the end zone and a good pass, it would have been a touchdown. What they're trying to do now is they're just mentally trying to test us by shifting around.
Kennedy on Sally, inside
good,
Sally.
good
Read very well by number 45, Stosh Pulinovic.
Yeah.
Finished off by Sean Sheptok and Joe Sinkovic. But a good play by the defensive end of the Red Tornadoes. He stayed home, waited for it, and it came right to him.
Now, the coaching staff felt last night that they were going to test him a little bit, too. They could be coming at him.
Time left in the half, 9:13 left in the first half. The ball's 3rd down and 10 from the 33-yard line for the Colts.
2 big plays coming up because they're obviously going to go for it on a 4th down, no matter what they do on this down. Another helmet problem for Marian. Oh, is that 17? No, okay, that's
36.
Paris. What, Paracelli? Yeah, Piracini. Okay.
Piracini into the backfield for about the last 5 plays, so we're not too sure if McCarroll got hurt or not. Kennedy rolls right.
Nice.
Costello.
Oh,
the
freshman. Joey.
Great
Beautiful.
play by Joe Costello. The young freshman comes through with a big sack. Big sack.
Piracini's going to have some intense explaining to do in the film on that one because not only did Costello cross the line and beat him, but he took him with him, and then he tackled the quarterback with Piracini. So that's going to be a tough one to hide from in the film room this week.
Marian in a punt formation. Deep for the Red Tornadoes, Joe Sinkovic and Jeff Trocchi. High snap. Makovic with a bad kick.
No,
going
kick.
Out of bounds. Well, that one's a little bad,
but
though,
he
going out
he didn't
that
get it
far,
where he
right.
wanted it.
He wanted it in the corner, but he put it out on about
30.
the 30-yard line. So good job by the Red Tornado defense.
That's when they send you in and they tell the kickers he's going in pooch it.
I'll tell you what.
And I don't mean Pucci-Vich, I mean pooch it.
2 beautiful plays on that series. One
both ends. Stosh Pulinovic and Joe Costello.
Yeah. Pulinovic did a beautiful job. I'll tell you what, if he didn't stay in his position and come back down on the line, that was a touchdown. And Joe Costello on that last play.
Full house backfield for the Red Tornadoes. Higgins.
Flag.
Oh, flag.
After the flag, a very late hit by number 77, Jim Magda. We're going to have a dead ball foul, a legal procedure called against the Red Tornadoes. First down and 15. There's 8 minutes and 22 seconds left in the first half. 7-0, Marian Colts in the lead.
Now you want to be careful down here, but you also want to get out of this hole. You don't want to punt now. If you don't want to go out of here in 3 downs and try to punt. You need to move the ball a little bit down here.
Higgins fakes the handoff, looks downfield, and he's hit heavy in there by the number 34 initial Corey McCarroll, also number 72 Mike Harmonowski, and Jim Magda, number 77. So the interior line of the Marian Colts do a great job there on defense. 2nd down and 20 for the Red Tornadoes. Corey Hepler staying in the Mount Carmel area Red Tornado lineup at right tackle. Higgins, quick drop back, looks at Veach. Oh, in and out of the hands into Trocchi. And Trocchi's going for a first down, and he's got a first down.
That's unbelievable. Is that a good one now or not, though?
Franco. That was a Pittsburgh play.
Who hit the ball last? They did.
Once it's in the hands, it really wasn't held by anybody. It was just
bouncing
around. First down, Red Tornadoes.
But it bounced off them. It bounced off Veach, then it bounced off them, then it bounced back to Trocchi.
Right.
Heads up move there by Trocchi.
I think that was just a great hitch and pitch play.
I'll tell you what, we needed that play.
Hitched,
we did not want to have to punt.
Hitched, pitched, and ditched, you could call that one.
A little bit of everything was going on.
First down and 10, Red Tornadoes pitch back to Trocchi. Brings it around the right side and gains about 4 or 5 yards. We're going to have a flag on the play.
This is usually defensive when you see a flag that late. Face mask.
It's a face mask called against the Marian Catholic Colts. 7:24 left in the second quarter and a little bit of a start going for the Red Tornado offense.
Now they have to take advantage of this.
Yeah, you got to use this now. How many yards will this be? Is this the 15-yarder they're going to mark off, or how many?
Yep, 15.
Yep.
This is the big one.
This is the big one.
You can have two face masks. You can have the incidental or whatever, however they explain it, and then the one you do it on purpose kind of one. And I guess this was that purposeful one they're calling now.
7:21 left on the clock. 7-0. Marian in the lead. Bob Veach comes out of the Red Tornado lineup. Dave Slater in. Higgins, straight drop. Looks in the flat at Gonzalo. Takes the ball in about the 39-yard line and comes back to about the 41, and they're going to mark him there.
Tell you what, they watched the films last week.
Yeah, that's well defensed.
That was well defensed. There were 3 men there. In fact, there were two on Jeff Trocchi.
2nd down and 8, 2-yard gain for the Red Tornadoes. 6:42 left in the first half.
And if that's the case, then someone else has to be open downfield.
Yeah, if they've got that many guys in that corner,
Higgins.
Certainly the
Straight drop back.
Blitz again.
Big rush from the right side of the defense, and it's actually number 34, Corey McCarroll, and also number 49 in there for Marian Catholic, Jason Donati, and they just came unscathed from the right side.
If you look at that play, you have 6 men rushing and 5 men on man-to-man coverage. This is basically what they went to. They covered everybody man-to-man and rushed 6 people on the quarterback. And we're going to have to adjust to that because that seems to be what they're going to do on every apparent passing play or when they catch us in a formation they may feel we're going to pass in. They're blitzing. They're coming all the way.
3rd down.
Another blitz.
Big blitz, but it's a screen pass to Trocchi. 1 man to beat. He's going to get a first down out of this.
Jeff got nice
first
block.
down, and it's more.
Nice
it's going to be more. Oh, 1 guy to beat down there was number 8. Number 8, Justin Williams makes a tackle. Great block by Bob Veach, but a big screen pass called by Whitey Williams.
Great play in that situation. They were coming, everything, head over heels. They brought the 2 inside linebackers, and that's exactly the play that you say, hey, go ahead, rush everybody all you want. We can beat you with this one.
And especially with Trocchi, given it, I mean, with the speedster like that, and it was a beautiful block by Bob Veach at the first down marker, picked up an extra 10 yards.
Higgins, inside handoff to Trocchi, and that one goes for about a half a yard and is stuffed. Right in the middle of that line, when you talked to Mike Harmonowski and Jim Magda, last year they were eating everybody, and they are in there. They are tight in there.
We're going to have to handle them. We're going to have to make some adjustments somewhere because they're making a mess right now of that inside of the line, the 2 of them.
4:54 left in the first half. 7-0. Marian Colts in the lead. Mount Carmel with the ball on the 19-yard line of Marian. Higgins, straight drop back, rolls a little bit to his right. Looks at Sinkovich coming out of the flat, but that one's completed on about the 15-yard line for a gain of only about 4 yards.
Still not a bad play.
No, they were looking for that underman coming under there.
They're trying to right now, they're desperately trying to negate the heavy pressure from Marian's defense on the blitz. Marian is coming head over heels each play now. I mean, they're pretty much disdaining any short passing, and they're daring us to hit us in the flats and maybe over the middle.
Well, that's what he needs. He needs the run and shoot. He wants to throw it, hit the receiver
Higgins,
as quick as he
straight
can.
drop back. Looks over the middle. It's deflected on the line of scrimmage by, it looked like number 81 of the Colts, and that's Mike Pirelli. So Mount Carmel now either probably in a field goal situation. Jeff Trocchi getting up awful slow on that play for the Red Tornadoes.
It's going to be a fairly long field goal, guys.
Yeah, it is.
This is a 32-yard attempt for Jason Klingerman.
I'll tell you what, Jason has the leg to do it, though.
Snaps back, it's down, kicks up.
And there it is.
And it looked very good. Right through the middle,
Beautiful.
a big
All right,
2-yard
Jason.
field goal
The gap
for the
attack.
Red Tornadoes.
The gap came in and hit them when they weren't looking.
So Mount Carmel puts a big 3 points on the board. 7-3, Red Tornadoes losing by 4.
Well, that's a joy to have a weapon like that. It really is, though, when you can kick one from that far out on the field. That's a little bit of confidence you have there then.
I'll tell you what, he couldn't have done it any better. He had a beautiful turn on the ball. He kept his head down and followed through. And that's what he has to do. He has to block everything else out of his mind, and as soon as the holder touches the ball, that's when he starts his movement coming forward.
This is under the category expert commentary now from an ex-kicker.
We have
a very good ex-kicker.
Officials timeout. Oh, Jeff Trocchi came over to the sideline, and he's hurting a little bit. They're working on him right now.
Well, I'll tell you, when the ball was tipped before the field goal, Jeff was trying to come back, and I don't know whether he was hooked or what the problem, or did his leg stick?
Well, they're working on Jeff right now down on the sideline, and the Red Tornado offense puts 3 points on the board, and might be a big 3 points.
Well, it could turn out that way, yeah. I mean, and it's a good morale booster for goodness sake here in the second quarter. Get some points up, prove you can move the ball.
.357 left on the clock in the first half, and this has been a hard-fought battle between these two schools, and just as anticipated, everybody put it up that way that this is a close one. Jeff Trocchi back on his feet, looks okay from here, and that's always a good sign when you get up and at least walk back.
You'd have to probably put him out with a howitzer, the only way he's leaving the game. I mean, there's nothing on the field that's going to put him out of the game.
Jason Klingerman ready to kick off for the Red Tornadoes. That was close to being offside for the Red Tornadoes. Yep. Makovic takes the ball, and they got
Probably
it.
Was offside.
I saw it, and then I didn't see a flag come out, so I thought, well, maybe they didn't call it.
Way on the other side of the field there.
Well, the head umpire is Joe Cesari.
Yes.
We have.
You probably know the rest of these guys.
Probert and Chizzy Bartle and Dudek, I think.
You got me. I don't know.
And the other person is from down the line someplace. Around Harrisburg, I think they
What's
said.
his? Phil said he was from East Petersburg or somewhere like that. Somewhere in Lancaster.
Is that down the line?
Yeah. Phil would know. Only Phil would know that you're from East Petersburg or wherever he told me he was last night. He's the only guy in the world with information like that he passes on you while you're having your dinner at the supper club.
Klingerman back to kick off for the Red Tornadoes.
I learned more things from Phil in like that 1 hour than I do in 6 weeks.
Another nice high kick, a nice spin on the ball, taken by Makovic on about the 22-yard line. Finds a gap up the middle, one man to beat, and chased down by number 27, John Lashinsky, but a big run back for the senior from Marian Catholic, Makovic.
Now, certainly at halftime, special teams are going to get some attention from the coaching staff because something's not working right out there. That was right up the middle. There was nothing fancy about it. We're certainly missing something here. And now great field position on the 37-yard line of Big Red. Go ahead, Bob.
3:36 left in the first half. Out in the flat again. Caught by Pirelli and tackled by Dave Slater, but that flat pass is working right out here, and they're going to have to bring a cornerback up and stop that one. Gain of about 7 or 8 yards, maybe 9 yards for Marian Catholic at the 3:17 mark of the first half.
Dave's going to have to move up a little bit closer on him and not give him so much room. Ooh, first down, they call it.
It was a first down. Initially looked like about a 7-yard gain, but then his forward progress you could see continued on and went for the first down. Marian Catholic down in Mount Carmel's territory on about the 26-yard line. Kennedy looking to the right side, little bit high, and a nice play made by Montgomery, but they're going to call that interference, but that one was going over his head.
That was not only going over, it passed him already when Montgomery hit him.
This is going to be a big penalty against the Red Tornadoes.
I can't figure that one. Again, though, that would be a judgment call.
Yeah.
On something like that. You could see holding, face mask, everything else, but.
Up the middle to Donati, and a big hit in there by the Red Tornado defense. 21, Joe Wargo. Number 81 also in there for the Red Tornadoes. That's Steve Ziegler.
I'm looking through the window now, guys. I've shifted my view.
Well, they have Steve Ziegler in at right defensive end right now, and he made a great play on that play. Kennedy to Makovic.
Nice.
Oh, good play in there by
Sheptock.
Also in there,
Hepler.
number 52, Corey Hepler. And number 57 of the Red Tornadoes, assisting there, Jason Klingerman. 2:10 left on the clock. The ball's on the 11-yard line. 3rd down and 7 for Marian Catholic.
Again, you have to, now you're going to be looking to the wide side of the field.
Well, either for a pass to that wide side,
right,
or at least they're going to run to that wide side, you would think. Kennedy goes to the right side. Donati, and a good stop. Initial hit made by number 81, Ziegler, and then finished off by number 27, John Lashinsky. 4th down and 6 for Marian Catholic. 1:33 left in the half.
And they're saying, all right, they're going to call it 4th and 5, and now
4th and 5.
I believe you're going to see Marian try to. Are they going to go for it here?
They're going for it.
I thought he was carrying a tee in also, but
gutsy
timeout. They're trying to call timeout.
Here's all the marbles here. They can't get a timeout. Here they go.
And now Stan Dick wants a timeout with 1:13 left in the first half. And the ball's on about the 9-yard line. They can get a first down with 5 to go.
Yeah.
But big defensive stand so far by the Red Tornadoes.
Well, they got to hold them here. There's no two ways about it. You can't let them score this close to the end of the half. You have a timeout. You get your defense down there trying to make a last-ditch effort to keep them from scoring. And the head coach doesn't go in. His assistant coach goes in. And that, I think, is indicative of the kind of confidence that pervades this whole coaching staff. That the defense is Connolly's, and Williams doesn't interfere with it. And he may offer suggestions. He may do this or that. But he felt confident enough to let Connolly go in there, call the defense, get everybody set, ready to go, and defend on a crucial down.
Big play here for the Red Tornadoes. Kennedy on the straight drop back.
Flags
looks
up.
over in the corner of the end zone, and Veach is there. Almost intercepted, but it actually went too far. We have flags on the play.
Flag was immediately at the snap of the ball. I would assume it's an offensive one.
Hopefully the play started already, and it's not a dead ball foul.
Now, if it is offensive, and it is.
It's motion.
Now you're going to see a change here. I think they're going to try to kick the ball now.
That's a dead ball.
Declined.
Oh, declined. And our ball.
Oh, it was 4.
Right.
I'm sorry,
okay,
4 down.
Right.
Now, I felt with a timeout, I felt that was a play that didn't materialize at all.
No.
Even with all the time they had to call it, and without the motion, it still wasn't a very good-looking play offensively. I don't know what they were doing on that one.
No, because Bobby was down there in the corner.
Covered very
waiting.
well.
Yeah, he did a great job.
1 minute and 8 seconds left in the first half. Big defensive stand by the Red Tornadoes. Higgins, straight drop back.
Blitz coming. Here it is.
Tucks the ball away and is tackled with a loss of about 5 or 6 yards. And until he can get a little more time, they're going to have to figure out some way to get him out of the pocket to throw some balls.
Well, they need to keep somebody in the backfield or something, because the backer's not even hiding it.
Well, see,
he's coming.
The two linebackers are blitzing, but one way, like you said, is the screen pass, get rid of the ball. But we have 2 blockers there. We have Joe Sinkovich and we have Sheptok back there, and all they have to do is just release one of them into the flat as a flare pass.
Yeah.
It just break their back once or twice. You pick up 5 yards.
Yeah, we need to release the ball quicker, though. The drop back
isn't
going to work at the moment.
Higgins, quarterback's keeper, and it's close to a first down, but we have flags on the play.
That's going to be offensive. It went right as the snap of the ball went, so I'm pretty sure it's going to go against us.
Referees are now discussing it, and Joe Cesare is going to call a motion against the Red Tornadoes, so this one's coming back.
Yeah, you can tell when the flag flies just like that, pretty much what it's going to be ahead of time.
I don't know if everybody was down in time for a long enough time or what, because it seems like Higgins came up and he was off and running before.
Well, I think he might have called that one. That could have been an audible right on the line.
It's 24 seconds remaining in the half, and I think what you're looking at here is more than anything, Big Red does not want to have to punt the ball from here.
No, now,
I'm sure they're thinking they'd rather not do that.
The only bottom line is here, I think Marian has another timeout left. So no matter what, if Mount Carmel, well, they're second down, so they have lots of time here. Marian might call timeout right now, and they do.
They do, yeah.
So that leaves it with 19 seconds left and a third down situation. 8 seconds left on the clock.
This is real strategy here, though. I mean, you got to A lot of strategy happening at a time when you don't think much would be going on, but Marian desperately wants to pin us there and make us punt the ball. Now, I don't think they're going to be able to do that the way it looks. Again, this is a hard-fought mind kind of game. I mean, everybody's thinking their way through this whole thing.
Oh, and Marian's going to get 4 more seconds back on the clock at this point.
Yeah,
so
it was.
Now
Now
we really have to watch what's going to happen here. Mount Carmel could get into a punting situation.
You don't want that to happen.
Sinkovic actually standing over the goal line at his tailback spot. So they are deep in their own end. Higgins takes the ball, brings it around the 3-yard line to the 5-yard line with 7 seconds, 6 seconds, 5, and now we're going to have a timeout called by Marian again. So 4 seconds left on the clock, so we are in that punting situation.
I think
not where we want to be.
Higgins came around. I honestly believe he didn't realize how much room he had to run that ball.
He was supposed to just run the clock out.
I think just run the clock out, but I'll tell you what, when he hit the end, we had a blocker on the end, and he could have, he could have turned it.
Well, all for naught now, because now we're going to have a crucial punt. That's just what we wanted to avoid.
There was 12 seconds on the clock, and they were able to run 8 seconds off the clock. Is it possible to try that again, or then do you have that chance of being stuck there, right?
Right.
So you have to punt.
I wouldn't want to do that and have 1 second and the play go off at the goal line either. That's what they're looking at. No, I'd want to definitely think twice about that one.
Well, Coach Williams didn't think twice about it. That's exactly what he's going to do.
This is interesting now.
Snaps back, hands off to Sinkovic. Sinkovic stays on his feet, and that's going to run the climb out.
There
so good play, good call, and that's what I thought the same thing, but
good play. You're right.
I wasn't sure if that's the way it was going to go. So a big first half by both teams, and really a play by Marian that this could be a 3-0 game, Mount Carmel.
It just depends on how quick he's tackled or what happens there, because as soon as the ball is down, time is stopped because they have to put the chains the opposite direction. So, they get their time. They might get a second on the clock, and they're called timeout. Marian calls the timeout, and they have 1 play to run, down on the 12-yard line.
And that's what he was trying to stay away from, probably. Well, that's it. The end of the first half. The score, the Marian Colts 7, Mount Carmel area Red Tornadoes 3. We'll be back with stats from Warren in 1 moment.
Okay, gang, we're here at the halftime stats. And as you can probably tell from watching the first half, it is a true defensive struggle. Marian Catholic in the first half had 11 rushes for a total of 2 yards. They passed 3 times out of 8 for 22 yards. They had 4 first downs. Mount Carmel area, on the other hand, rushed a full 18 yards, 18 times for a total of 1 yard. We were 5 of 9 in the passing department for a total of 67 yards. That's 68 total yards to us and 24 for them. 4 first downs, the same as Marian Catholic. Individually, Sinkovic rushed the ball 5 times for 17 yards. Spears 3 for 11. Trocki 3 for 7. And Sheptuck 1 for 1. In the reception department, Trocki was 2 for 54 yards. Gonzalo 2 for 10 yards. And Sinkovic 1 for 3 yards. You're missing most of that yardage, of course, in quarterback sacks. And there have been numerous of those in the first half, gang. So that's been the problem so far for the offense in Mount Carmel area. We have shown a little more offense, of course, in Marian Catholic with a total of 24 for them. But unfortunately, they have the big 7-3 score in their favor. So as we begin the second half in about 2 seconds, we look forward, I guess, to another defensive half. And hopefully Mount Carmel's offense will have one shining point through it, and we'll win the game. So we'll see you in about 2 seconds.
Back to start the second half. Marian will kick off. Mount Carmel will receive. Deep, Veach, Trocki, and Spears. So a good defensive stand for the first half.
Oh,
for the
my
Red
goodness,
Tornadoes.
yeah, a real defensive struggle in the first
against
half.
an excellent offensive football team. Spears is going to take it on about the 20-yard line. He's going to break it right up the middle. Looked like the ball was loose, but recovered by the Red Tornadoes on about the 31-yard line. So Mount Carmel take over first down and 10.
Well, this is the kind of game that you see the ball comes loose, right? And I might add, when I was down to pick up the first half stats, it began to rain, and it is still raining at this time. But one mistake now, and that could mean the game.
Right.
I mean, this isn't a game where you're going to come back from it, or you're going to score a touchdown down the line. From here on in, points are truly worth their weight in gold here. So you don't want to make a mistake. We just made one right there.
Movement on the line for the Red Tornadoes. So this will be a 5-yard penalty coming back. It's a dead ball foul, illegal procedure. First down and 15 for the Red Tornadoes.
Now this is just what I mean, though. Now you're starting 1st and 15, already in a difficult spot against a good defensive team, and you make it worse by adding 5 yards and make it 1st and 15. So we've had that a couple times now, which we hadn't seen so much of in the first 2 games. And those are the kind of things that are going to bog you down and hurt you against a good team.
Gonzalo split far right. Higgins pitches to Trocchi, trying to break it around the right side. Finds a little running room, a gain of only about a half yard, and a nice tackle made over on the sideline by number 36 of the Marian Colts. John, that's a tough name, Piracini.
Oh, yeah, he's the
he's
backup
the extra.
fullback wherever he's at there.
He actually started at linebacker, but he's been in at fullback and everything in place of Corey McCarroll. However, McCarroll is in on defense also, so both of those guys can play. Now your linebackers are up again, Warren.
They didn't go that time, though.
Higgins to Spears, fumble on the play, and they're going to give the ball over to Marian right here.
Oh.
Looked like it was down on the ground, but we got Marian with the ball on the Mount Carmel 20. We have probably 25-yard line, 28-yard line.
That's just what I meant, though. There's a mistake now. The defense has been under pressure for the whole first half. A lot of that last of the second quarter in their own end zone, defending it. And now they give good field position up, and they're going to have to defend again. You cannot keep doing that in a game like this. It's going to come back to haunt you sooner or later.
Kennedy changes the play at the line of scrimmage again. Something Stan Dick must give him an opportunity to do. Tries to go up
57.
the middle. Nice tackle made by Jason Klingerman.
Now, he should have stuck with the original play on that one because Klingerman, the gap attack, had that one all the way through.
Timeout for an equipment adjustment on Marian Catholic. Magovic has problems with his shoulder pads. Boy, big defense here coming from the Red Tornadoes.
Well, I mean, you're looking at that first half, and my goodness, Marian Catholic came out of the first half with 24 total yards on offense. So, obviously some big defense here, but you can't keep the defense on the field. It just can't work like this, especially in such a tight position all the time.
Twins back. Kennedy going to look in the corner of the end zone. Intercepted by Dave Slater on the 8-yard line.
He picked it up. Great play.
Dave Slater.
Great play by Slater.
In 2 games for us. Now he comes through in the 3rd game.
Oh, that was a hard catch, too. It really was, and a great play. A poorly thrown pass, I would add, by Kennedy, though. He was that's the 2nd or 3rd time he's been way over the head of a receiver. But,
well,
go ahead. Now he's confused. He's on or he's off?
All right, I'm on. Too many
we had an
buttons,
equipment
you
failure
know what I mean? You didn't know if it was to the front receiver or to the
rear one.
rear
I don't
one
know
that
which
Dave
one he was heading to
passing
either.
to.
Mount Carmel with the ball on the 9-yard line. 9:26 left in the 3rd quarter. Flags on the play, and this one's going to be offside on somebody. Marian Catholic lined up offside, and that's a big 5 yards for the Red Tornadoes.
And that's on the nose guard, right? That's what that was. That was on 27, I believe his number. He's a small guy in there. Let me see him. Chris Yost would be number 27 for Marian, and he's a very small nose guard. You don't usually see them that small, and that's been a real grudge match going on between the center and him.
This one's going back 5 yards the other way right now.
This is a little bit uncharacteristic of us, though. We've got to get our heads in the ball game here.
No, they call it. They must. Somebody must have made contact on
Somebody had to come across and make contact, right? So that's going to be a first down for the Red Tornadoes. First down and 10, and they pick up 10 quick yards on offside. So we spoke too soon.
I never thought he touched him.
I know. However, he must have touched him.
I never saw that. He would have been a real close one there.
8:55 left in the 3rd quarter. Higgins pitches back to Spears. Going to try around the right side. Finds a hole. Makovic to knock him out of bounds on the 35-yard line. But a good run by Gary Spears, and he's cranked on the sideline.
I'll tell you what, that's what they have to do. They have to. They know they're blitzing the center. They're stacking the linebackers up above our center. They have to attack the outside. And what a better way to do it than put Sheptok and Sinkovic out in front of you.
First down and 10, Red Tornadoes. And out from the 8-yard line, a good 2 offensive series there. Well, 2-1 on penalties, but they did get it out. That's the secret.
One was a sort of series.
We're going to come to this side again with Joe Sinkovic. Breaks it around the right side and knocked out of bounds after about a 2-yard loss.
Good pursuit that time, though. They don't give up. I'll give them that. They just keep coming at you. You can't shed one guy and hope you're clear because there's 1 or 2 after him.
I'll tell you what, that was nasty. Number 36, the guy we've been mentioning all the time, John Piracini, comes in and badmouths Jeff Greco. I can't believe it. Giving Jeff Greco a hard time on the sideline.
Well, if you know Jeff Greco, and if he did do that, I didn't see what he was doing, but pretty much makes him a punk in that department.
That's right.
Because you can't have a bad word about Jeff Greco. There is none.
Second down and 14 yards to go.
I would dare you to find somebody that has a bad word against him.
And I was saying good things about that kid.
Well, forget it. Cut him
That's
now.
right.
That's it. Just cut him clean now and be done with it.
He's done.
Second down and 14.
That's it. That's it.
Joe Costello in the backfield
number off there.
with Sheptok. Fakes the Sinkovic. Looking on the fly pattern to Gonzalo. He's caught it. He's on the 30.
He got it.
He's on the 20. He's down to
Come
the 10,
on,
to the
Joe.
5. Touchdown.
Oh, what a
Red
play.
Tornadoes.
Oh, Joel Gonzalo, ladies and Higgins.
Beautiful.
What a pass by Higgins. Woo. They tried and tried that in the first half, and boom, they caught him.
I'll tell you what. 3 things. One, the offensive line gave Higgins a time to set up.
How come you never get beat when you do that? And I always do.
Well, see, I know George.
Great throw from Higgins.
I'll tell you what,
to
beautiful.
Gonzalo. And he outran Makovic. Mount Carmel lines up for the extra point. Klingerman in to kick, Higgins to hold. Snaps back a little bit high, kicks up.
Good.
And it's good. Mount Carmel area takes the lead at 8:31 in the third quarter. Mount Carmel 10, Marian 7.
Oh, nice play. That's, look at it. Look at them down there now. Now you're seeing the difference now. Now they're back.
Now they're pumped.
Now, of course, the most difficult problem we've had in the first half were our special teams and our kickoff coverages. So I'm sure we had a long talk at the half about that. And I think we're really seeing different
What they actually did there, they had Sheptok and Joe Costello go into the line and find those linebackers. Both backs went to the line, found the linebackers, and held them out long enough to give Higgins that chance.
Well, you have to.
Uncork one.
Now, when you have a defense like that, we said it in the first half, and you keep banging and banging up tight like that, the only thing you're going to loosen them up with is a pass. And now they've got to be – the kid couldn't cover him one-on-one, and you're not going to find many guys that cover Gonzalo one-on-one. On a good pass like that, no way. And then the speed, you couldn't catch him.
Plus, our defense has done a great job since the second period. Now they have to come out. Marian has to come out and think a little bit different. Now we can't blitz because we're losing the game.
Right, exactly.
Now we have to stay in this game. We can't take that chance.
Klingerman, big boot. Taking on about the 10-yard line. Breaking it up the middle. And a nice, not yet hanging on
47.
to him, number 47, Montgomery. But he gained a little bit extra there, coming out to about the 31-yard line.
I'll tell you what, it was really nice. Higgins was right on with that pass. But Joel caught the ball, and what he did is he stopped dead in his tracks and let the defensive man run by him, and then he took off again.
He has such great moves when he catches a pass. I keep calling him Blitnikov. I'm telling you, that's what he reminds me of.
8:10 left in the third quarter. Kennedy tries up the middle. There comes number 36. Fumble on the play. Ball recovered by the Red Tornadoes. And it is. It's
fumble.
No, not yet. They have not
one of them
signaled
pointing in Mount Carmel's
yet.
direction. Yes, it is.
He couldn't call it anything
Mount
but that.
Carmel ball.
He wasn't down, and the ball was laying on the ground right there. You bet.
First down and 10, Red Tornadoes, and the break has gone.
Oh, wait. Watch this one. Watch this now. Standick is now having a heart attack in the middle of the field. Oh, this. Now, if there's not a timeout here.
There's no timeout.
What do we call here now?
Well, maybe he did call timeout.
Well, there was no signal for timeout.
He had to have one of his players call timeout. I think he's smart enough to do that. Number 36, again, the ball carrier, John Piracini. Piracini brought it out, a nice hole in the middle of the line to run it out, but he got hit hard. He got tagged, and I'm not too sure by whom. I missed that because I was watching the ball on the ground.
He got hit, and he turned his back to us, but when he fell, the ball wasn't with him when he fell.
No.
The ball was behind him now, so he must have lost the ball as he was going down. But I think, I don't know. I'm only saying what I can see from where my standpoint was, and I thought it was a fumble. Now the other team has a better view of him because he's facing them, whatever he did. And I know they're pretty upset about it, but
it doesn't matter what view you got. He never touched the ground to have the.
It didn't seem to me. No, I don't know.
Higgins, quick pass to Gonzalo, blocked by number 81 from Marian, Mike Pirelli, but there is a flag on the play.
I don't know. That's going to go against us. 5 yards, it looks like.
Yeah.
I know the coaching staff. We're winning them, but they've got to be disappointed on what we're doing out there as far as penalties are concerned. We're being stunned with penalties.
That was an incomplete pass, and the ball is going to be marked in the right place. I saw it was 2 yards back from where the line marker was. .7:58 left in the third quarter. 10-7, Red Tornadoes in the lead. Sinkovic, Spears in the back.
Boy, they're coming.
Blitz coming in on Higgins. Higgins turns it around, finds a little running room, but goes backwards to about the 45-yard line. Number 77 in on the tackle, Jim Magda.
Boy, I'll tell you what, they're not even trying to hide it.
No.
They're those two linebackers are coming right up on top of the line, and that's it. They're releasing.
Yeah, they're coming all the time. There's no two ways about it. Now 36 is leaving the game, and he's leaving like he's shook up.
He's limping.
He's having a problem coming out of the game on the other side, and he's been a big part of this game so far on the Marian Colts side anyway, and he's noticeably hurt over on the sideline, so he's left the game.
Third down and long for the Red Tornadoes. This is a quick pass over the middle of Bob Veach, gain of about 15 yards, and we have flags on the play, and I think we had a motion man go right when the snap of the ball happened. Illegal motion against the Red Tornadoes.
Now this is heartbreaking. The penalties, though. It's heartbreaking to us right now. We've got the lead, but we cannot get momentum going when you have a penalty. We must have 3 penalties in a row now.
Well, this one's a big penalty because really you take the gain away of about 15 yards plus 5 yards, so it's a 20-yard turnaround on the field for the Red Tornadoes.
Now we just can't seem to get ourselves on track there now, and this is the perfect time to capitalize on momentum, and now we're facing now, my goodness, at 3rd and 22, so you don't really have a lot of options here.
7:11 left in the third quarter.
Although number 37 isn't in the ballgame, so.
Yeah. Lone setback for the Red Tornadoes, Sinkovic.
No blitz.
Long pass. Oh, there's Strachey. There's Strachey. Oh, he caught the ball on the 21-yard line.
Now that time now look who was out there only. One guy to cover 2 only. They missed Strachey come out of the backfield.
You got it.
Number 8. They completely missed him.
I'll tell you what, number 68. 68 was back there, but I really don't think he could keep up.
No, he wasn't in coverage, though. He wasn't going to be able to do anything.
He couldn't do anything with it.
Now, there's a difference in the play, though, that time. A little bit different play.
If you look on the sideline, Rob Menepace has just gotten out of his wheelchair, picked his crutches up, and he's going out there. He's going to the 30-yard line to watch this one.
That was a pretty play there. That really was.
First down and 10, Red Tornadoes. Higgins sets the Tornadoes, 6:32 left in the third quarter. Pitch to Strachey, bringing around the right side, and goes head up with the defensive end. Number 24 from Marian, Jim. Oh, boy, look at this one. Derzalitis. I'm glad he didn't do much tonight.
I think Derzalitis would be him, though. That's the way you would say that name.
I'll tell you what, on that Strachey reception, one of the reasons also that Strachey was wide open was Joel is about 10 yards downfield from here, and they have to cover Joel.
Yeah.
So they play tight on him. They loosen up on someone else, and there was Strachey.
Second down and 10. 5:55 left in the third quarter. Higgins, inside handoff to Spears, up the middle, bowls him down to about the 5-yard line. Good gain, good inside handoff.
Now that was the perfect play.
Beautiful play.
You could not have set a play up if you tried with what they were just doing
but
there.
They set that up from the first half. That came from the first half.
They are hurting right now without number 34. Being in there as their linebacker.
Yeah.
McConnell.
No, 30s.
30,
one came off? 36.
Well, 36 was Piracini.
He's out of the game.
He's over. He was just laying on the side. He's still over there laying in front of their bench. They're working on his leg. We're just opening up the middle now.
Timeout.
Timeout called by the Red Tornadoes on the 5-yard line. They want to talk this one over a little bit, but what a great, great offensive stand here by the Red Tornadoes, driving it down the field and putting it to a very, very good football team.
Well, so far now, we discussed this right before the end of the first half, and I said the difference in the game now is who's going to come out and adjust.
Right.
They have not. Their defense is exactly the same. That's what you would do because it worked. But we have managed to now look at those two inside linebackers who are standing right on the line of scrimmage almost, and one or the other or both come almost every play,
right.
And now we fooled them.
Coach Williams comes off the field out there with his offense. Higgins sets the Red Tornadoes. Fake handoff. Throw in the middle of the end zone. Touchdown, Bob Beach. What a great call by Coach Williams.
Oh, my goodness.
Put that one in the book. Touchdown, Red Tornado.
You know what you say now on Stan? Shame, shame on you, Stan. Shame, shame. You got fooled that time, big time.
I'll tell you what, play action, beautiful. Oh, that just froze those linebackers and opened up Bobby Veach over on the left-hand side.
There he comes off the sideline, Bob Veach. Mount Carmel sets up the extra point. Jason Klingerman back to kick for the Red Tornadoes. Snaps back to Higgins, down, kicks up, and it's good. What a great play action pass by the Red Tornadoes. 5:26 left in the third quarter. Score, Red Tornadoes 17, Marian Catholic Colts 7.
Well, I'll tell you what, now Marian has got to be concerned because offensively they had 24 yards in the first half. They weren't exactly a threat to score there, and they had the ball down close several times. So, they really got to start to be concerned. It's a defensive battle, and we were winning the defensive side of it. And now they've got 10 points to climb back from. So it looks good for Big Red now. You got to keep the intensity up. But it looks better. It really does the way we're starting to play here in the third.
What we can say to everybody at home watching us on Wednesday night, but we're not at this game tonight. It's tornado fever. Catch it. Get down here, come to the stadium, and enjoy some of these games this year.
Well, you're seeing a great one tonight. It's everything that was billed to be and more. It really is. It's a good game.
57, kicking off for the Red Tornadoes, Jason Klingerman. He's been perfect with the foot tonight. He has 5 points up on that board, 3 for the field goal and 2 for the extra points. Taken by number 24, brings it up the right side, finds a little bit of a hole, but Klingerman runs them out of bounds on the 40-yard line.
They've got to have the best special teams I've ever seen. I mean, they're really something tonight.
Derzalitis.
That's his name. You've settled on that now?
I guess. What do you think?
I'm not arguing. Okay. I mean, who's going to argue with you on that one?
First down and 10, Marian on the 40, and now Kennedy should throw some up in the air, we would think.
Well, you would expect that, yeah. I don't know. I mean, it's still early yet. I mean, they can't tear away their whole game plan, I'm sure, but they got to be a little bit more concerned.
Well, you're right. McCarroll has come into the lineup in place of number 36, Piracini. So McCarroll's going to take one up the middle, stuffed by number 44, Sean Sheptalk after a 2-yard gain. Second down and 8 for the Colts. 5 minutes left in the third quarter. Kennedy.
Pass.
Play action.
Oh, holding
looks
right
downfield.
There.
And look at number, nice play made by Veach on the, and he stops him, but gain a first down. But if you look, number 81, Pirelli, whatever his name is, he was out there pretty wide open. So they have to watch that one, and they're going to come back to that one again. First down, Marian Colts on about the 39-yard line of the Red Tornadoes. 4:35 left in the third quarter.
Jason was putting pressure on. He was hooked in the backfield and drugged down. He was actually tackled back there.
That's happened twice to him tonight now and has not been called by anybody. So we have to watch for that again. Kennedy, quick pass out in the flat. Gain of about 8 yards. Nice play made by Slater, but an 8 or 9 yard gain again for Marian. Number 81 on the reception for the Colts, Pirelli. Second down and 1, 4 minutes left in the third quarter.
A little different philosophy offensively now. Now he rolls all the time. Okay, he's not dropping back anymore. He's rolling constantly now, and that's the pressure that he's rolling from.
Well, it gives him an added dimension because he can also run with that.
Yeah.
They're going to try it up the middle to Magovic. Hepler hanging on to the feet. Also in there, number 45, Poltanovich and Sheptok.
He'll pick the first down up, but I'll tell you what, you're talking about Makovic. Now, Makovic was touted as possibly an all-state player.
Right.
He's been extremely quiet in this game so far. Mount Carmel area has really kept a lid on him.
.326 left in the third quarter. Kennedy looks over the middle. Nice play!
Beautiful play.
Great play, Dave Slater.
Oh, Slater.
Over the top of Pirelli and just knocked it away. Wow.
Did he sky? I thought he was playing basketball there. He went up that high.
Great play by Dave Slater. 3:20 left in the third quarter, and wow, is this a football game?
I'll tell you what, Joe Costello was putting some pressure on the quarterback that time.
Second down and 10. Makovic split far left, and I said this was going to be a passing game, and they're coming out that way now, Warren. Kennedy just going outside with number 49. Nice run and knocked out of bounds by Slater, but after probably about an 8-yard gain.
You know, all of a sudden now they look better offensively than they had the whole game.
Donati gains 7 on that play. The ball's now on the 21-yard line of the Red Tornadoes. Third down and 3, 3:14 left in the third quarter. Makovic coming out of the Marian Catholic lineup right now. Number 9, John Garber in there. Also number 8, Justin Williams. Looked like motion.
No motion in the line.
Donati being hung on to, and he still crawls, but there was offsides on that play that they missed. And that's sad. In a game like this, that kind of stuff cannot happen. But it did. First down and 10 from the 19-yard line.
Defense has got to bear down now. You got to bear this down now. 44 is
Sean Sheptok.
Timeout here. I don't know why he's coming out.
I don't know if he got cut.
Looks like maybe there's something in it. They're looking in his helmet. Maybe he has a little bit of bloody eye. Right,
yeah,
he's cut a little bit there. So we'll have to work on Sheptok's eye and get him back in the ball game. He's been a real strong person back there at the linebacker spot.
He wasn't all too thrilled about coming out.
No,
was he?
he doesn't.
He kind of got yanked off the field by the referee on that play.
First down and 10. Marian Catholic fakes up the middle. Kennedy with the bootleg. Now looks into the end zone on a crossing pattern. Broken up nicely by Bob Veach and Jason Klingerman and probably John Lashinsky. I'm not sure which 27 or 57 came up, but good play by Red Tornadoes.
I'll tell you what, again, Joe Costello did a beautiful job. Fake went left. Costello stayed in, took on the blockers, and actually made Kennedy throw the ball.
2:50 left in the third quarter. 17-7, Big Red in the lead. Makovic in motion. Donati going around the outside, knocked out of bounds by John Lashinsky. Good tackle.
I'll tell you what, Lashinsky's having a big series defensively.
Third down and 7. Big third down play for the Red Tornado defense. Sean Sheptok back into the game. Joe Wargo comes out.
Well, the defense, again, you got to be worried about, you're a little tired now, though. They've been on the field a long time in this game.
And in pressure situation, you got your back there, they're down on the 20-yard line again. It's about the third time tonight.
Pirelli, they're looking at Pirelli in the corner of the end zone. Coverage by Montgomery. Nice play, Scott Montgomery. Great play by Montgomery. Stayed in front of him all the way, jumped up and knocked it out of the way.
I mean, there's nowhere to get the ball in there. It's not going to happen. That brings up that's a fourth down now, right, guys?
Fourth down for the Marian Catholic Colts.
4th and 8.
They're going to have to go for it here.
Now, whenever Pirelli went out, they had usually double coverage. That's the first time Stan Dick was able to get him in single coverage. And good play made by. Now here we have twin split out here.
Trips
out here,
on this side.
Now we got some coverage.
Called time.
Looking in the right corner of the end zone. Slater's out there. No run,
yes!
Great play,
Oh,
Dave Slater.
goodness, Slater!
Good job, David Slater.
The Slate Man!
Defensive stand for the Red Tornadoes, and the fans really give them a standing ovation here at the Silver Bowl.
I'm going to tell you what, that was a good play.
That was an
That
excellent
was a real good play by
You
Marian.
watch, I'll tell you what, good play, trips right, had our defense totally confused. Our kids didn't know where to set up. As they were setting up, they snapped the ball. Slater actually released on his man because he was wide open in the end zone.
Slater, I think more than anything with Slater is I don't think we ever really noticed the speed.
No, you're right.
I can't believe how quick he's responding to the ball like that. I mean, he was fooled, and he still made it over there.
Sinkovic brings it around the outside. Gets it to the 20-yard line, to the 25-yard line. Finds a hole, 35-yard line. Out of bounds on the 39-yard line. Big run.
Joe.
Mark Burns with a big block on the 25-yard line. Mark Burns had an awesome block on the 25-yard line on number 9, John Garber. First down and 10, Red Tornadoes.
Cinco.
I'll tell you what, he's just shucking off those tacklers with his free hand.
1:44 left.
Well, you know what it is,
quarter.
though. He had that fumble again, right? And he gets that ugly streak in him, and he's out there trying to kill somebody before he gets to the end zone. I think you let him fumble every game right in the beginning, and then he can turn him loose because he gets real ugly after that.
Higgins pitches back to Sinkovic, going to try the right side. Finds a little bit of running room, takes the ball for about a 6-yard gain, and now looks like we're going to put a little bit of ground attack here.
Well, Cinco's the man. You want to ground some time off, I mean, he's made for it, and that's what he's made for. My goodness, he's got every play he runs is 45 seconds before eight guys touch him. 2 have to grab him. The other 4 have to come back and tackle him. I mean, it takes 45 seconds for him to go down all the time.
Second down and 4. Red Tornadoes. 1 minute left in the third quarter. 17-7. The Big Red in the lead.
What you want now is a nice drive. Even if you don't score, pin them back down on their own goal line down there and let them try to come back. Yeah, confidence now in the defense, obviously. I mean, you're not that worried.
Higgins sets the Red Tornadoes. And he's going to call a delay of game on this one.
I almost thought he was trying to do that, you know it. I don't know what we were doing there. The way he nonchalantly kind of flipped the towel and all, I almost got the feeling he was trying. He had to know he was running out.
38 seconds left on the clock. Slater brings the play into the Red Tornado lineup. Joel Gonzalo out.
And Slater, such a dangerous player. I mean, just out of nowhere he comes out of. He's so quick. It's just unbelievable to watch him on the field.
Higgins, Sinkovic, up the middle. First down, Red Tornadoes. I'm going to call it.
Yeah, he's real close if he isn't there. But well, it depends where he puts his foot. It's a first down.
I'll tell you what, Sheptok and Parkansky put a heck of a block on number 79, laid him on his back, and that's what sprung Sinkovic.
Well, 77, Parkansky, you missed him in the first game. Which game was he out with the shoulder? First game, I guess.
Right.
But take a look at the size of him down there. He's moving some freight when he gets going, too. You don't want to get in his way. He's a big boy.
Leaving the clock run right out here, Warren, to end the third quarter. A big third quarter for the Red Tornadoes. A big third quarter for the Red Tornadoes.
Well, starting to dominate now.
At the end of the third quarter, the score, Mount Carmel area 17, Marian Catholic 7.
Saw me doing the first half stats there. You notice my red shirt with my name, Warren. WKMC TV, Warren Carmel area on there.
Warren.
Well, they're compliments of Frenchie, and I understand he paid for them with the check he got from consulting on the ground forces with UN forces at Somalia this summer. And I understand it was pretty nice, and we appreciate that.
Yes, we do. Thank you very much.
We want to thank the UN, and of course, for sending the check finally.
Higgins gives it to Sheptok up the middle, gain of about 3 yards, second down and 7.
I think as we get into the middle of the season, Frenchie's going to put together some pretty nice stories about Somalia. I understand he was dating a few women there. He likes them tall and lean, of course, you know, I would think. And he's got some nice stories to tell us. But we'll get back to that. We're in a big game right now. I want to mention, of course, as we're here, the Supper Club. You guys weren't there last night. Whoever wasn't there missed a big time. We had 3 players. We had Hepler, Veach, and Gonzalo with us last night. It was a great time. We had dinner. They spoke. They got their sweatshirts. It was really a nice time.
Higgins to Sinkovich. Gain of about 2 yards, and we'll have a 3rd down and 6. But right now, Mount Carmel doing what they have to do and just keep that clock running.
That's what you want. Just keep grinding and banging now.
Well, you don't want to, you don't want to get too complacent. Also,
not complacent, but try to run some mileage off that clock.
But you also not only take time off, but you have to pick up the 1st down also.
Okay.
Especially with Marian. Marian's, they can strike and score right away.
3rd down and 6. 10:51 left on the clock in the game. Higgins, straight drop back. Looks down the middle. Rolls a little bit to his right. Loops one over his head and nearly picked off by Piracini at about the 35-yard line. So Mount Carmel will have a 4th down and about 6.
Tell you what, Piracini is really struggling out there now. He's having a hard time walking.
He's going out. He called himself out of that one. He wanted out, but I don't know if they.
Yeah, he's
hurting.
You have to wonder now. I mean, he might be your best defensive player, but how good is he in the condition he's in? And he's not doing well.
I'll tell you what, they have. He's not. Look at him.
With the kick. Another line drive taken by number 49. Brings it around the right side again and finds that running room over here again, knocked out of bounds by number 59.
Well, there's a flag down here, first of all. We're going to see what that is.
Knocked out of bounds by 69, John Yastashak again.
Flag on us?
40, yeah.
Illegal procedure called against the Red Tornadoes.
They'll probably decline that, I would think, and keep the ball. I would guess where they got to be happy where they have it. 49's got to be, he must be fooling us for his speed, because I don't know how he keeps getting around us all the time.
Well, I think what's happening is that there was a line drive kick again, and when it's line drive again, he's getting a jump on the coverage down there. When that hang time is a little bit longer, you can see that they can get coverage a little bit better. So he gains up to about the 41-yard line. 10:30 left in the ball game. 17-7, Mount Carmel area in the lead.
He did show some speed there on that.
He's quick. I mean, he turns the corner on you and he's gone.
Makovic and Pirelli both split far right. Kennedy, he's going to roll to that side. Finds a short man, Donati, and misses him on after about a 5-yard pass, but they were just trying to pick up short yardage on that play. 2nd down and 10 for Marian.
I don't think you're going to see a lot of running now, but they're going to have to run once in a while to keep everybody honest here. You can't just completely pass all the time.
Kurt Zygmunt split far right this time. Big rush by Joe Costello, picked up nicely, tried to the underman, and again overthrew him. So Kennedy again overthrows his receiver. Nice play made by John Lashinsky if the ball had been caught.
That was the Zygmunt that time. And now he looks so well passing, so good, so good passing in the first half. He's pretty well too, but all of a sudden now he's high. He's not, and he was high a couple of times in the first half. And what is that? That means he's not
setting. He's
setting
throwing
himself
off the
straight.
wrong,
And
he's
that's
throwing off the
that's
wrong
usually
foot.
an indication that his mechanics are off a little bit when he's always high like that. Plus, you get your receiver killed on a good play like that too.
Kennedy looks in the flat again. Play made by Dave Slater after about a 1-2 yard gain on Makovic.
Oh, the Slate man!
Big hit, big hit, Dave Slater.
And Makovic is gonna. He's you know what he said? I want to come off, and he said no. Oh, he took a nice hit. Slater's really come on. He really has. My goodness.
Red Tornado defense gets a standing ovation. 9:55 left in the 4th quarter. 17-7, Mount Carmel area in the lead.
We've said it time and time again, but again, the whole play is made with Costello on such a mad rush in there, forcing the whole play all the time.
High snap. Makovic gets it off a lousy kick and goes out of bounds after about probably 20 yards.
Well, you have Makovic as the kicker, and he takes a gigantic hit, seconds before that.
Right.
Then he gets a bad snap. You can't ask a whole lot out of a kid right in that situation.
Well, that's what happens when you have one person trying to do everything like that. It's a little difficult when you start running 10 pass patterns and then you're coming back and you're trying to suck for air and trying to kick the ball at the same time.
Yeah.
Mount Carmel 1st down and 10 from the 39-yard line. 9:39 left in this ball game.
Costello in the backfield now. Got a full house backfield in there now.
This one's going to Sinkovic. Gain of about a yard or two, and they stuff it right there. And they're stuffing it just because they're just coming. I mean, there's no choice right there. These guys are coming right at it, and they know what Mount Carmel's going to try right here.
Persini's really, I mean, he's hurting. He has his thigh taped up, and I would have to probably think that he has a torn hamstring right at this point. And that kid can barely even walk. He shouldn't even be out in the field.
No, you have to wonder about that.
Clock winds down to 9 minutes. Higgins, inside handoff to Sinkovic, gain of 6 or 7 yards. It'll be a 3rd down and 3 or 4. Persini in on the tackle.
Yeah, but see, that time he's in the tackle 7 yards downfield,
Right.
and now he's out of the game, thankfully.
Boy, they gave Joe a bad spot there because his legs were above the ground.
Yeah.
The ball was actually the first thing to make contact, and that was still 2 more yards downfield.
I think that's a 3rd and about, well, it's a long 4. You know, it's almost 5.
8 minutes, 30 seconds left in a big ball game here for the Red Tornadoes. Higgins, Sinkovic, up the middle. First down, Red Tornadoes.
Good run.
That was a good, big first down for Sinkovic and his Tornadoes.
Pericini's back in the ball game.
You have to give, I'll tell you what, you have to give Dave Baxey and Burns and Geary on that left-hand side there credit because they opened up that line, you know, for him to pick up the 4 yards.
Total team effort, really is. I mean, everybody's doing a job out here.
You got Scott Grady on the other side.
8 minutes. 8 minutes left in the ball game. Pitch to Spears. Going to try it out around the right side. Finds a little hole. Gain of about 4 or 5 yards. If they can continue to do that, this one's over. If they can continue to pick up the 4 and 5 yards.
Well, they showed the inside game for a couple plays, and now all of a sudden, you know, you go to the outside. Now, you know, Coach Williams is starting to mix it up a little bit.
Well, he has the ability to do that now. I mean, now it's a luxury for him to be able to mix things up.
Higgins, Sinkovic, over the left side, gain of about 3 yards. Makovic on him, but he'll pick up 3 yards, so we'll have a 3rd down and about 3.
He won't quit.
No, he just doesn't, does he?
Oh, bad spot again.
I'm wondering what this guy's looking at when he
that one was a real bad spot.
I'm starting to worry about this guy a little bit.
Yeah, that one was a bad one. 6:57 left in the ball game.
So all in all, it's been a referee speaking wise a good game. You
Yeah,
you know what?
Yeah, very good game.
These guys were really good tonight.
Higgins, Sinkovic. That looked like the defensive end coming in and making that play. So Mount Carmel will have a 4th down from the 41-yard line.
We're going to punt the ball away now, try to pin them deep in their own territory. Now, that's a great strategy, and that's what you got to do, but you got to worry about the way we've been covering the punts. I mean, hopefully he gets a high one off here.
Well, you know,
I think I'd
you
shoot for a sideline
right
here.
You're on a close sideline over on the left-hand side. You want to kick it left. That's where you want to put it out of bounds on the left side.
I'll tell you what, Coach Williams watching the clock. He had Johnny Astashock watch for a certain time.
Ooh.
Good kick this time. Taken by Makovic, bringing it around the right side. The Slate man.
Oh, you're not going around him. Flag
from
down.
his side.
And that flag's against us. I'm sure it is.
Holding?
No, I don't think it's holding.
No?
I think it's offside or motion or something.
Yeah.
Illegal procedure
motion.
called against the Red Tornadoes.
Yeah, that'll come back. They'll want to re-kick that, I'm sure, don't you think?
Boy, that's too bad,
Oh,
though,
yeah.
because they did keep him down deep on
Yes, they
that
did.
kick.
You know,
The problem there might have been now. John looked back to the watch. He looked
Yes, he
back.
did.
He
Yes,
looked
he did.
back, and
I know
he's
what
a
he did.
player.
I know
and
what he did.
You know, he's one of the. He's got to stand his position
He
and
moved.
stay still. Right. Well, what he did was
Okay.
he turned around and called for the snap of the ball with his hands.
4th down. Mount Carmel's going to try it all over again. 5:59 left on the clock. This time, good snap, big rush, but he kicks it over to the right side of the field. Makovic has it bouncing in the center of the field. Good hit by Spears. Now they have him trapped.
Yeah, he's not going anywhere.
Good coverage that time.
That turned out in our favor. There was a penalty that was good. You know, actually it turned out better that way. They lost a little bit of yardage on the next kick. So
Gary Spears and John Lashinsky looked like the two that were in on the tackle. There were a couple other tornadoes came in and assisted. First down and 10 from the 14-yard line. Well,
that's a 24-yard
24 line.
I was going to ask you. It looks like the 24.
Nope, 18. Now we're right. It's 18-yard line.
That's a good 14, 24, and 18.
It's tough when
we split the middle and went to 18
right.
there.
We made it.
Worked out great.
Kennedy back to pass. Looks at the short guy, Makovic. Hit by Slater and tripped up, but then finished off by Joe Sinkovich. First down, Marian on about the 34-yard line. 5:25 left in the ball game.
Well, the game's where you want it on the defense. If you're going to pick, if you're in Rock Carmel area, you want to pick it.
This one's got to be a procedure call against Marian because of the fact the ball never came back to the quarterback. That'll be a 5-yard penalty against Marian Catholic. And right now, Coach Whitey Williams is enjoying watching that clock run down to the 5-minute mark. Big shift here. They actually shift over into trips. Kennedy fakes the play action, looks on the long pass to Pirelli.
Oh,
and it was a good catch made by Makovic. He caught the ball. First down and 10. And I'm not too sure he was throwing to Makovic or Pirelli, but Makovic made the catch.
Well, now you're seeing him go to Makovic almost exclusively. They're going to the money man now. Now they're going to see if he can carry this team. Like I said, he was capable of it. He is an athlete. Yeah. He is an exceptional athlete on the field out there. It's only now that you're starting to see him.
Kennedy looks over and, looks in the direction of Slate, man, and he couldn't even run that one down.
Again, he was well overthrown.
Number 9, or Dave Slater, number 1, covers number 9, John Garber, but Kennedy overthrew. And
we have Hepler down on the field over there.
It's like
probably either a cramp or
I hope that's what it is.
He's given that rolling around kind of. That's what it is.
Yeah, they're working on a cramp.
Good. I'll tell you what.
When you're rolling like that, it's usually a cramp,
even when you have a knee injury and all, you don't roll around like when you have a cramp. When you have a cramp, it's like life or death right then and there. I wanted to take a moment while we have time. You know, we tell you we meet at Matucci's, of course. It's 6:30 and all, but I wanted to thank the Matucci's, Nick and Gene especially. You know, next week we're going to have, I forgot that they were having chicken parmigiana and spaghetti, salad, bread, all the bread you can eat, the whole works, and it's for $6.
Oh, I'm coming.
So, you know, on top of this, but you got to picture this. Now, Gene and Nick insist on paying their dues. They're regular paying members. They don't. I want to take a minute and really specially thank the Matucci's. And you know, their legacy in sports in the Mount Carmel area is for years and years and years.
They've always been supporters. I can remember 15, 20 years ago, when Jazz first got here, that they would give out tickets for the Player of the Week for pizza pies. I mean, it goes back that far.
No, we want to say a big thanks to the Matucci's.
Kennedy. Straight drop back, looking down the center of the field. Bob Veach is there and breaks it up. And the nice thing about Bob Veach was he went for the ball all the way. Didn't go for the man, went for the ball.
Well, that's what they...
Receiver's down over there. I don't know how he got hurt.
That was Carl Ziegmont. No, it isn't. It's Donati.
Yeah. I'll tell you what, that's what Coach Williams was talking about at the supper club, that, Bobby Veach has matured so much that, he can rely on him to set the rest of the defenders up, that he can release. He knows what to do, and he releases on the play.
Joe Wargo in at defensive end. He makes the rush on Kennedy, gets the ball out here to McCarroll, but a good play made by Joe Sinkovich.
Yeah, he's going to come up 5 or 4 yards short here in the fourth quarter.
4:15 left in the ball game.
But the best thing there was that Joe kept him in bounds.
Yeah.
Kept him on the field. That didn't stop the clock.
Now it's 4th and 5 here. A big play for Marian if they want to have any chance of remaining in this game and coming back. This is for all the marbles right here as far as they're concerned.
Puldanovich in a tackle for Corey Hepler.
They got trips again.
Joe Wargo at defensive end. Kennedy's going to roll to that right side. Looks over the middle at Makovic, and he catches the ball. Good for the first down.
Penalty.
Tackled by John Lashinsky.
And I think this is going to hurt us again.
Right.
On top of this big play, we're going to get a face
mask?
Decline.
Right,
No.
because of the play.
Yeah, it was a lucky one there, if you can call that lucky.
3:46 left on the clock in the ball game. Mount Carmel area in the lead, 17-7. Marian with a first down and 10 on about the 24-yard line.
Hepler's back in the lineup for Big Red.
Kennedy to the sideline. Incomplete.
I don't know how that play was going to compete through that one so far away from him. He couldn't get it.
Yeah.
Again, now he's getting a lot of time, but also we're dropping into the
well,
right now you're in more pass
pattern,
coverage
so
prevent.
we're not going to get a lot of rush onto him. Again, he had no open receiver, none whatsoever there. Yeah, I don't know where he would have gone had he had one there.
Second down and 10, Red Tornadoes.
They're a little bit frazzled right now too. It's here it comes.
Big rush, Joe Wargo, and Kennedy made a great move. Tucks the ball away and cuts it down the right sideline. Touchdown, Marian Catholic.
Oh, unbelievable.
Great run by Brian Kennedy.
Unbelievable.
Great run.
Jeebers, creepers, unbelievable. A play where you have him almost dead to rights in a backfield.
Wargo, he made a beautiful move, Wargo did, to get in.
And then Kennedy made a great move to get around them. So good move by the senior quarterback from Marian.
Now, I assume they're going to go for 2 points here with a field goal to win that.
That's true.
Right? I mean, that's what I'm thinking they're going to do.
Go 2 points, onside kick.
17-13. Mount Carmel area in the lead. 3:27 left on the clock in this ball game. We're going to have a penalty called here, and hopefully
it's going to be against us, I think.
Against the Colts, but it's against the Red Tornadoes. Someone's lined up offside. So Marian moves a half yard closer to an extra 2 points. Kennedy on the pitch. Donati does not make it, but they call it good. So it's 2 points for Marian Catholic. I guess he did go over the orange line marker. That's what we'll have to watch over.
Look at the hit he
took a shot.
And he's still down. What a hit he took. I didn't see who delivered it, but he's down. He got hit hard.
That was a hard hit.
But right now it doesn't matter too much because we're at the 3:27 mark of the ball game. Mount Carmel area in the lead, 17-15.
I'll tell you what, I don't know who hit him, but they carried him out of bounds. There was no way that he could have gotten the ball over.
A vicious hit. I couldn't see who gave it to him. It was so far away. I couldn't. It was right at the corner by the pylon. I couldn't tell who it was, but it's one he won't forget, that's for sure.
If you look, Marian Catholic has a lot of ball handlers in there too. They have all their little guys and low numbers, so you would think they're going to try something here squib-wise. But he doesn't. He sort of circles it, hits a Joe Wargo. Wargo picks it up, finds a little running room. They go after the ball, and they look like they no, he recovered, but boy, they went right after Joe Wargo's arm on that play.
He should have dropped on the ball.
That's
Should have
right.
dropped. There's no way he could have moved there. He should have dropped on the ball and not risked there.
First down and 10, Red Tornadoes, 3:23 left in the ball game.
I'll tell you what, they hooked him. The defender did the right thing, boy. He hooked his arm and pulled the ball out.
Yeah, I'm sure he'll be told that when they see the film. You don't want to go anywhere there. You get down on the ball and stay there.
Red Tornadoes need a couple first downs right here. Higgins looks at the Marian defense. Sinkovic up the middle. Gain of about 1 yard. .259 left in the ball game.
Think about it, Parasini, limping on that leg. He's lining up over his guard, defensive guard. They trap him to the outside. The middle's open.
Yeah.
Red Tornado offense comes up on the line. The ball on the 24-yard line. Higgins pitches to Spears. Takes it around the left side, finds a little running room and gains about 2 or 3 yards to about the 29-yard line. So Mount Carmel is going to be faced with a big third down play here with 2 minutes and 19 seconds left on the clock.
Oh, you really need to score, get a first down.
Yeah,
here.
you need the
really
first down. And what are you going to do if you're Marian? You're going to blitz your 2 linebackers, leave it open? I mean, it's been working. You know, blitzing the linebackers been open all night long.
Yeah.
They've been doing it.
Higgins pitches to Sinkovic. Coming around the right side. Finds a hole.
Oh, nice move, Joey.
Close to a first down, and he has a first down.
Oh, there it is. He's got it.
He's got the first down.
Joe,
oh, God. What blocking. He came around that blocking wall there and inched his way around it and exploded up the sideline. There it was.
Senior tailback for the Red Tornadoes.
Look at number 36 was in there for Marian.
Minute 46, ladies and gentlemen. Minute 46 remaining in the ball game.
I'll tell you what, Joey made a beautiful move. As soon as he got around his blockers, he just headed for the sidelines, made sure he had the first down.
17-15, Mount Carmel area in the lead. 1:46 left on the clock.
Should be running. The clock should be running. The yard markers were put in place.
Again, it's still not running.
They must be keeping it on the field.
Sinkovic finds a hole,
nice
gain
move.
of about 6 yards.
Timeout. Marian's calling. He's crazily trying to get a timeout here. There it is.
Clock runs down to 1 minute and 37 seconds. First down, second down and about 4 to go for the Red Tornadoes.
The clock has been stuck on 1:36 for 2 plays now. So I don't know what they're doing. They must be keeping the time on the field.
Spears, Sinkovic, and Sheptok in the backfield. 1:36 left on the clock on the field. And now they did start the clock. Spears has the ball close to a first down. And he's going to be real close to a first down. That time they did start the clock. So we'll see if they're working it this time.
He didn't pick the first down up, okay? According to where the spot is, unless...
Well, we're going to have a timeout by Marian.
This is an odd angle. He's not going to have, but he's going to be about a yard away. Should be 3rd and 1 or less than 1.
3rd and 1, 1:21 left on the clock.
Now with the first down here, the game will be over. I don't know what time it is, but the game will be over if we manage to pick the first down up here.
Coach Whitey Williams in with his offense right now.
Now Coach Connolly took his headphones off. He was telling us last night something we didn't know. In the 17 years he was a coach up at Marian, he was always up in the press box. He was the top guy on the phones. And he said he's having a real hard time adjusting to being down on the field. He said he doesn't feel comfortable yet on the field like that. Well, I had not known that about him, until he brought it up last night.
Well, the thing there is, you're a line coach. You want to see what the line's doing. You can see better up here than and that's what he said. He said, I have a hard time watching what's going on down on the field.
Higgins, quarterback sneak.
First down.
First down, Red Tornadoes.
Game's
and
over.
This one's going to be the ball game as long as Mount Carmel holds on to the ball.
Game's over.
1:16 left on the game clock. We're going to watch if the referees, and they are starting it, so they're using the time now on the clock, Warren. 1:12. 1:12 and counting for the Big Red. This is going to be a big win for Mount Carmel area.
Goes a long way, State-ranked team, Marian, that highly regarded.
Number 1A.
Big time.
Number 1 state-ranked A.
Big time win.
And we talked about adjustments being made at halftime, and I think that had a lot to do with it. Major adjustments.
Coaching staff gets a lot of credit this time. A lot of credit. Big time credit.
Mount Carmel takes a delay of game penalty at the 47-second mark of the ball game. 17-15, Big Red in the lead.
Why would we do that? I wonder. That couldn't have been a planned one, could it?
No, it wasn't. Coach Williams was a little upset with that.
Higgins downs the ball. Clock still running, and now Marian, not having any timeouts left, just have to sit and watch this ball go. All we have to do is get a snap back, and this is going to be the ball game. Standing ovation in the Silver Bowl.
Here it is, ladies and gentlemen. Look at these people on their feet. It's just gratifying. Look at the crowd on its feet. Here it is, big win now.
Higgins downs the ball for the last time in this ball game. This is going to be a big victory for the Big Red. Three, two, one. That's it. That's the ball game. Mount Carmel area 17, Marian Catholic 15. Big win for the Red Tornadoes.
Oh, this is an unbelievable win. It really is. This is what they wanted. It's not unbelievable because they felt they could. This team now comes into the game and they thought they could. The coaches felt it last night. The three players we talked to at the Supper Club had the same feeling, that quiet confidence that they were going to be in this game right to the end, and that there was a better than good chance they were going to walk away with it. And they did. They really did. It was everything we thought it would be from the beginning. Great defensive struggle. I mean, really a great defensive struggle. Both teams playing their hearts out, and it came down to 2 points. So you can't ask for a better game than that right now.
There was a lot of questions as we went through the year. They said that Tamaqua and Panther Valley were not that hard of a team, and we were going to get to the big leagues this week. We got to the big leagues and we won.
Well, if Marian is as good as they were ranked and regarded, then we're in the big leagues definitely. And we're going to, now people are going to be looking at us as the team to beat. Let's face it. And the thing we talked about last night, one of the players, in fact, stood up and said, I think it was Hepler, in fact, it said, you go into Shamokin, but when you go into Shamokin undefeated, it makes it even better.
Oh,
and I'm assuming Shamokin, who is playing Blue Mountain tonight, is going to come away with the win. I can't know that, but I'm sure they will. So that's going to set up a gigantic battle at Kemp Memorial next week, and we'll be there for it, that's for sure.
A very happy bunch of Red Tornado football players going down into the end zone right now. Rob Menapace walking with them, and the Mount Carmel area Tornado flag flying down the sidelines.
Coach Conley, he's running down the field there, waving his hand. He's tickled pink. He's thrilled.
Yeah, he's waving to some people right now. That was the one he needed. Now from here on in, he can be a little more relaxed too. Coach Williams needed the Tamaqua win. Coach Connolly needed this win,
absolutely.
And he's thrilled.
Yeah, you're absolutely right there. And everybody needs a Shamokin win.
That's right. We'll be back with our final post game in 1 second. Oh, woo! That's it from the Silver Bowl. Mount Carmel area 17, Marian Catholic 15. Big win for the Big Red.
It's about as big as it's going to get so far. I mean, that's what you wanted. You come up against a quality team, and now you can judge yourself, and you judge yourself a good team, offensively and defensively. Everybody, again, contributing. The whole spectrum of the team was in there. Everybody was doing something at some point. Great individual performances by several players again. And, there's just a lot of good things. The only bad point, if you're going to look at bad points, will be penalties. Big Red picked up way too many unnecessary penalties on offside, illegal motion, that kind of stuff. You want to cut down on that as you face an unbeaten Shamokin team probably. And, those mistakes, as I said, in a big game can kill you. And with a 2-point difference, they may have gotten us, but they didn't, and that's the good thing. So you're going to work on that. You're going to work on special teams a little bit, I'm sure. They were very good at it, and they had some quick kids, and they hurt us a little bit. So we're going to be looking at that. But going into Shamokin, you got to be feeling real good.
Nice field goal by Chip Klingerman.
Oh, everything you wanted to see. All season long, his kickoffs have been great. His extra points are right on, and he's right in line with going, close to the record. I would say the way the team's going right now.
Well, tomorrow night, everybody's watching this on Wednesday night. Tomorrow night down at Matucci's, the Supper Club, and with coming off this high, I think it'd be great to have a great turnout. We get over 35 people this week.
Well, it's come now. It's your loss if you're not there. It's as simple as that. I mean, you're invited. You're there. Everyone can come. Everyone will be made to feel welcome. You have dinner with it. If you don't want to have dinner, want to have coffee, fine. Have coffee. You don't have to pay for the dinner. It's up to you, and nobody cares what you do that respect. But you can mingle with the kids. Get to talk to them. The coaches are there, and Coach Williams is, I have to say, unbelievable about it. I mean, he sits in the crowd in the beginning and travels around and gets to make sure he meets every new face, finds out who they are, the whole thing. He knows a lot of them to start off with.
Right.
but can't be more cordial through the whole evening than he is. And so from now on in, if you're not at the Supper Club, then you're missing some big time, good times.
Next week, Kemp Memorial Stadium, Shamokin Indians. Shamokin
what can we say? Frenchie, you're on.
I'll tell you what can you say? This is what it's all about. Both teams go in undefeated. They were ranked high all season long from day one. Shamokin, I know it's Spirit Week down there next week, and they're going to be sky high like they always are. It's a big rivalry, and it doesn't matter, and we've always said this year in, year out, it doesn't matter what the records are. When it comes down to it, it's for the coal bucket. And that's been going on for how many years now?
That's right.
So, it's going to be a tough game for both teams. Mount Carmel with their quickness, Shamokin with their size. Shamokin has to be probably the biggest team in this league and in the area.
Well, that's it from the Silver Bowl. We'll see you next week, Kemp Memorial Stadium, Shamokin Indians. I'm Bob Elf.
I'm Warren Altamar.
Wayne Brokenshire.
Good night.